Hello, Michelle. How's it going today?
Good, good. I am still super excited by this concert that I went to, and we are going to talk about it today.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear about it. I also just booked tickets for the Adele concert in Vegas. I'm so excited. I'm
Oh,
not a
wow.
big concert person, but every once in a while I'll splurge on a big show and it's worth it, right? Being in person with these huge concerts, incredible.
Yeah, I hear Adele is just amazing in concert, so that
Insane.
I would love
Yeah.
to see her, but I went to see Pink over the weekend.
Oh my gosh. Tell
um
me about it. Was it incredible?
Oh my goodness. I think that it was probably the best concert I've ever been to. I did an Instagram for it, so you guys may have seen that. Nah, just like
Ah.
it was right after the show and I was all sweaty but I just had to I just had to share cuz I was super excited. So
Oh, we love that. We love
maybe you
that.
saw that. But yeah, it was just I'm still on cloud 9 about it.
Cloud 9, that's amazing. Guys, make sure you go over and follow the All Ears English Instagram because we are doing real-time live updates. You're getting a glimpse into our own lives. That's
Yep.
really cool that you were able to get right on the camera, Michelle, right after the concert. I'm excited to talk about this today, and I bet our listeners do go to concerts sometimes. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so, I think so. I mean, there are times where you go to a concert and you feel a little disappointed. I did see a concert of someone. I don't even wanna say who it is because I really do like this person, I
Okay,
feel
what's
bad.
the genre? What's the genre? Is it
Pop,
like 90s grunge?
pop.
Okay, pop. Okay. Backstreet Boys?
Um,
No.
no, 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 not Backstreet Boys, although I did see them when I was younger and they were very good. I did see an artist who I really, really love, and I was disappointed live, which was shocking to me. And I
Interesting.
realized what made Pink so good was that she's so interactive with the audience. Um,
Interesting. Okay. Did she
yeah.
do like a sing-along thing?
No,
Like,
not
did
really a sing-along,
No,
but she
okay, good.
did.
I don't like that.
No, 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 not a sing-along, but she talks to the audience. She's really you can tell that she loves the audience. I mean, she literally
Okay.
flies up to different levels because one of the things that she's famous for in her shows is acrobatics. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in my computer here, which I thought was plugged in. There
Oh,
we go.
okay.
So one of the things that she's really famous for is acrobatics during her shows. So she will literally be flying around,
Oh my
um,
gosh.
on a harness all around the stadium, and
I did not
so
know that.
yes, in her last song, she said to the people on top, she said, "Oh, I'm gonna come up and see you," and she literally just goes up and then starts flying around the whole place.
Oh,
Um,
wow. That's
I
a trademark. Okay.
Yeah, yes,
Interesting.
it is, and she's so personable, like, you just I went, "Oh, I just wanna be best friends with her."
You know who else is really good in concert? Lady Gaga. I saw Lady Gaga
Yes.
in Boston. She's kinda like that too. She doesn't fly around the stage literally,
Mhm.
but she does a lot of, like, show lighting and smoke
Yeah.
and things like that that are kind of cool, and you can tell she also loves her audience, her fans, because that's what it's all about, right, when you're a singer?
Definitely, and I saw Lady Gaga too, and, yeah, I felt that as well, and I think that it felt very, like, three-dimensional. The other concert I went to once, I was talking to Dan about it, I said
Yeah,
it
3D.
felt flat, like, there was no I don't know, there wasn't a
Yes.
warmth, there was just kind of, "Okay, I'm doing the songs and whatever." But not only is
Right,
she
right.
talented, her voice is just incredible, but she just seems so cool, I love her.
Yeah, have you seen that movie, A Star Is Born?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she was in that movie, and
Oh,
it's a
Lady
great
Gaga.
one.
Oh, I
I
was talking
recommend
still
that.
about Pink, but also Lady Gaga is
Oh,
cool.
sorry.
That's okay.
We're talking about 2 different people, but this is great. So this is what we're getting into today, Michelle, right? But
Yeah.
first, we
Yes.
want to announce the results of a poll. Guys, we're doing these amazing polls over on Spotify. If you're listening over there, Michelle, what episode was this poll related to?
So this was episode 2088, and that was Are You a Bookworm? How to Talk About Your Reading Habits in English. And that was fun to get into.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
what were the results here for this poll, Michelle? What is the
Okay.
breakdown of our audience? Who's a bookworm,
So
who's not?
who's a bookworm? So 52% of you, our listeners, answered yes, and 48% answered no, not a bookworm. So
Ah.
just about even. So I think that's pretty interesting.
That's interesting. That's good to know. So some readers, and just reminding us, Michelle, a bookworm, is that someone that just reads casually, or would you say that's someone that kind of binges on books,
A
like reads a
person who
lot?
yes, a lot of reading, a bookworm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
That's so important to know. So our listeners, guys, go back and listen to that episode again, 2088. Check that out. Love it.
please, yes. Okay, so, yeah, we're gonna talk about this concert. I wanted to share a little bit about my experience, and the skill that we're gonna give you today is how to ask someone about a concert they went to.
Okay.
Um, one of the first things that I brought up when Lindsay and I got this recording started was that I went to the Pink concert, and I we weren't even gonna do this episode today, but I figured let's do it because,
We were
she
on the
actually
topic.
yes, and she asked me the first thing that she asked me was the first phrase that I had planned to
Are you
teach.
serious? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's so funny. I didn't realize it.
So that's why I was like, "Okay, stop everything, let's move things around." But why Lindsay, why do you think asking someone about a concert is such a huge connection skill?
Well, I just think concerts definitely, as we just said in our conversation, they bring in something that touches you pretty deeply. Just
Mhm.
because you're hearing the music so loud and so fully, it's like an all body experience, body and mind and heart and soul.
Yeah.
And so we've gone to this concert. It's a big deal to us. Like we
Yes.
want other people to know that we've been moved. Usually we've been kind of moved, right, in our minds. And
Yeah,
so that's
that's
why
true.
it matters. It's different from saying, "Oh, yeah, I went, down the street to a restaurant. It was kind of
Yeah.
average." It's important. Concerts matter. Music matters to us, you know?
Yes, 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 exactly. It touches our soul, and
Yes.
I think that yeah, Lindsay, I think you put it so perfectly, like that you kind of you leave a different person than when you came in.
Yeah, you do. It's kinda like
And
travel. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. It's a special experience, and I think people light up when they talk about a concert that they've enjoyed.
they do.
I know
Yeah,
that's how I feel. Like I feel like, "Ah," I'm like so excited. So to
yeah,
be able to ask someone about that and have them share with you and then you share with them, it's a special experience that you don't want to miss out on because you're not sure how to ask the questions.
exactly. So we wanna show you guys how to give people that forum, that space to share how it touched them and what it was all about. They'll never totally be able to convey what
Yeah.
it was, right, to you if you weren't there, but you should give them the space to try. I think
Yeah.
that's really important, Michelle. It's kind of unique. I think traveling and concerts are two things that are just like that in
Yeah.
that sense. It touches
Yeah.
us deeply. We become a different person when we walk out the door. That's
Yes.
well said. I like that.
I
Yeah.
like it. Love it. So guys, before we give you these expressions, these questions that you can ask, we want to make sure that you hit follow wherever you are listening to the All Ears English podcast. Why should they do that, Lindsay?
Oh my gosh, guys, the new year is coming. You want to get ready. Get your listening queue ready and fill it up with all ears English, right? Because we publish 4 days a week over here and you don't want to miss we have some fantastic guest episodes that have already recorded and they're ready to go live in the new year. And I'm super excited for who's coming on the show in the new year, guys. You want to hit follow so that it comes right to you. All
Yes.
right?
I
Good
love
stuff.
it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yes.
So let's get into it. So, Lindsay, I'm going to have you ask the question. So we'll
Yes.
talk about it and I will answer it.
All
so
right.
what's
All right, Michelle.
what's the
Okay.
first one?
All right. So you went to the Pink concert, Michelle. How was it?
Oh, it was amazing. Her voice is just the best. I love her voice, and she seems so nice. So
Sh
yeah.
Yeah, she's an inspiring figure. I think I've seen her on different talk shows before, she's where is she from she's from the US, right? Is
Yeah,
she
yeah.
American?
Yep,
Okay.
she's from the Philadelphia area.
Got it. Okay, maybe that's part of why you feel an affinity to her too, that same region. You're kind of from the Mid-Atlantic area, Northeast area, I
Yeah,
guess.
maybe, I don't who knows? But yeah, so that first question Lindsay asked, and that's I mean, it sounds like such a simple question, but
Yeah,
it's important to go over it because it's the first question you have to ask, right?
of course.
Um,
It's the
so
opener.
yeah, so it's how was it? And that's the first thing Lindsay said to me. Sorry, I think someone's mowing the lawn out here.
Oh, I can't hear it, so
Okay,
that's
good,
good.
good.
All right, so then after I've said, "How was it?" You've given me a couple of things. I could ask you some more pointed questions, right? Like, did she sing the hits or mostly new stuff?
Yeah, so that's a question that a lot of people, are always interested in. Like, is it mostly their new album? Because I wanna know, would they know these songs? Or if you're not really a fan and you don't have a new album, would you maybe not know them? So it's always kind of a interesting question as well. So I would say she did both.
Okay.
She did do some of her new songs, but she did not disappoint with the classics, with
She
the classic Pink songs. So,
she
yeah.
did not disappoint. That's a great phrase too for our
Mhm.
listeners. Guys,
Mhm.
write that down. That'll be in the app as a
Yep.
keyword, I'm sure.
Yep.
Did not disappoint, right? It's not she did not disappoint me. It's she did not disappoint. So good. Such a classic phrase, Michelle. So
Yes.
good. Yes.
Definitely, definitely.
All right. And then the next one is how was the set? Now, I don't know if people know what a set is. I don't know if I know what a set is. What is a set?
Well, okay, I just wanna clarify something. So there's a set and then there's the set list. So the set list is like
Ooh.
the list of songs that she performed. But
Throughout the whole
here
concert.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, like, but people would be more, I think, curious about what the set is like. So that's the scenery, did she yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, set, like, what did it look like on the stage? Yeah,
Okay.
that's what
Okay,
um,
okay, okay. Got it.
yeah,
I thought that meant, like, the group of songs she was gonna sing, but you're saying set list is what she's
right.
gonna sing,
Yeah.
and then the set is the stage, the setting, the background, all those things, right?
That's what I would say, that's what I would say.
Okay, so how
Um,
was it? How was the
the
set?
it was cool. I was kind of on the side, so I couldn't quite see the back part of it, but, they had also one of her songs, she has a bunch of men who are just falling onto trampolines and just, like, getting back up again. It's really cool. It sounds funny, but it's really cool to see. And there were just a lot of lights, a lot of
Okay.
musicians, then there were a lot of
Hmm,
great costumes. I mean, one of the
interesting.
like, just for an example of how personable she is, I remember, she comes in, she does the whole song, she comes down from the ceiling, um, and she said something like, "Oh, everybody enjoy my makeup for the next 2 minutes because it's all gonna get messed up," and then she said, "But you can see what potential I have," and
Oh,
yeah, that
it's
it's so cute.
hilarious.
Yeah, like,
It's
really
cute.
just down to earth.
She's really connecting with the audience, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna insert another one here, Michelle, that goes along with this. I'm not a huge concert goer personally, but I have one friend that goes to tons of
Yeah.
concerts, and I think she's always talking about the venue. How was the venue?
Ah, good question. The venue,
Mhm.
that's the place that where it took place.
Yeah. Yeah, how
So,
was it?
this was at Madison Square Garden. So,
Ooh.
guys,
Isn't
if you don't know Madison Square Garden, that is
famous, famous.
stadium, that the arena, you could
Yeah.
say, in New York City that's the big famous arena. That's where all the people who come to play, everybody wants to play there. So it's a great place. That's where the Knicks play, the Rangers. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought it was when I think of Madison Square Garden, I think more of basketball, but yeah,
Mhm.
it is a concert
Oh yeah.
venue. How are the acoustics in Madison Square Garden? I think that's a lot of what people are asking. They're asking about how was the venue? Was it a famous place? And also they're asking how are the acoustics?
Yeah,
How was the
yeah. Mhm.
sound?
It
Mhm.
sounded great, I loved it.
Okay.
So it was good. I mean, the venue it's world famous, so if you can, if you're in New York, try and see a concert, a game. There's just a lot of history there, so, it
Mm.
really was wonderful.
Oh, very cool. And then the next thing I could ask Michelle is what was your favorite part? Right?
Ah, what was my favorite part? So, I'm gonna say the end when I didn't want it to be over, but that's when I'm Lindsay, I'm gonna send you the
Okay.
video of, like, the
A
last
clip.
song. Yeah, a little
Okay.
clip when she just started going to the whole audience, and I
Wow.
I my jaw was on the floor because I'd
Amazing.
never seen anything like that, so I love
Wow.
that, and she sings while she's doing it, so
Oh, I love it. So, Michelle, would you see her again? That is my next question that our listeners could
that's
ask.
another
Would you
question.
ever see her again? Would you go back
Yes.
to another Pink concert?
Well, she was there the next night, and I kept on looking online. I was like, "Is there any way these concert tickets are gonna be, like, 25 bucks and I'll just run out and go?"
That's
So
hilarious.
literally up until the next until, like, the very last minute. I was just thinking, "You never know what will happen. Maybe some cheap ones will pop up," but they didn't.
That's
But so that goes to show you that, yes, I would see her again. Now I will make it a point anytime that she comes into my area, I will go see her. I'm, definitely, like, I feel like, seeing somebody in concert is a make or break moment, right? So you could
Yeah.
either feel closer to the artist, like, I'm gonna use the word solidify, right? It's
Mm.
solidified, how big of a fan I am of hers. Like,
Yes.
now it's permanent. It's never
Okay,
going away.
you're with her forever. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. So good. Good stuff. All right. So in a minute, we're going to get into a nice little role play just to recap all of this. And so you guys can hear these words one more time. Okay, Michelle, it's time for that role play. Shall we get into it?
Let's do it. So here you went to the concert, and it's a Lady
Right.
Gaga concert because I know you've been to one.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna
Okay.
ask you about it. Here we go.
All right. Here we go.
So how was it?
Oh, Michelle, it was incredible. She has such an incredible voice.
I love her voice. Did she sing the hits or mostly new stuff?
Well, both. Also, she did some covers.
Amazing. And how was the set?
So cool. There were all these lights and the stage moved a ton.
Wow. Well, so what was your favorite part?
She did a really touching tribute to Tony Bennett. There was not a dry eye in the entire house. I'm not kidding.
Wow. Yeah, I know they had a special bond. So would you see her again?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
This makes me think of the classic. If we're talking about American culture and concerts, we can't not mention Woodstock, right? Because that was
Yeah.
like the original kind of
Yeah.
concert that I think it was in the 60s. We need more details. Maybe we'll talk about it on another episode.
Yes.
But I know for our parents' generation, it was like this breakout concert, like a 5-day concert. So many artists came there. Everyone was camping. It was a crazy time. And it's such an important part of American culture and history, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Love it. So let's go through this. So the first thing I said was, "How was
How
it?"
was it?
That
Basic and
opens
simple.
the door.
Yeah, guys, when it's a topic that you can tell matters to the person, you
Yeah.
really don't need anything fancy here.
No.
Just open the floor for that person to talk about it. That's what we're doing here. And by the way, I used incredible twice. Maybe we could throw in
Oh, you
another
did?
adjective there. Oh, it was
All right.
incredible. She has such an unbelievable voice,
Oh,
something like that.
incredible, incredible. You're right. Let's say
Just want
unbelievable voice.
give our listeners a little variety in those adjectives.
Yes.
Yes, love it. And then you said, I love her voice. Did she sing the hits or mostly new stuff?
Mhm.
Yes.
And then I wanna highlight, something because you said she did some covers. What's a cover?
Oh, yeah. So it's a song that she didn't write, doesn't necessarily own the rights to, but she probably had it approved and worked with that artist to sing it. Right. So she just, that's what I understand. Maybe I'm wrong. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, I don't know if she necessarily. I mean, it depends if it was recorded. Like I told you,
Right.
Pink did a, cover of an Adele song, and
Okay.
I don't know what kind of approval she had to go through, but a cover is, like that maybe somebody records a cover and then maybe they work with the artist, but maybe it's just they do their version at a concert, just because they like the song. I'm when I was in a band in college, we did a mix. We wrote our own songs, but we also did covers or cover songs.
Yes. Yes. It's good to do a mix. Um, I just found in my parents' house when I was back in Boston last week, their box of records. Have you ever like owned a
Mm.
record and had a record player, Michelle? It
Mhm.
reminds me
Yeah, my
so
parents,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so fun. But it's
Yeah.
almost like when you hear it on the record, it's so much better than like on
Yeah.
Spotify, I think,
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So anyways,
Definitely.
and then you asked, "Amazing, how was the set?" Right? And here you're
Mhm.
saying, "How was the stage?" As we
Yeah.
said, right?
Yeah, yep, yep.
Mhm. What else?
And then you talked about the set, and then I said, "What was your favorite part?"
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then, yeah, you talked about what your favorite part, and yeah, then what was the last question?
And then simple question, "Would you see her again?" And I said, "For sure, I would, for sure."
Mhm.
Michelle, powerful episode today, right? If our listeners can take this out there and talk about concerts, super powerful for connection. Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I just think that music and, live, live music, live theater, there's nothing like it. And people like to talk about it. If it's an experience like we talked about, you don't walk in feeling the same about that artist as you do when you walk away. And you do get this. So, there were all these shirts I could have bought, but they were expensive, and I'm like, "That's enough." And then in the moment, I'm looking online, "What pink shirts can I buy? And I'm gonna wear them around town. I'm gonna," and then you kind of get out of it and you're like, "I don't think I need a shirt."
Yeah.
But in the
Yeah.
moment, you feel so incredibly moved and emotional, and so
Yeah,
yeah.
you're in it.
Mhm.
You're totally in it. It's an
Yeah.
all immersive experience, these concerts. So, guys, even if you're not a concert person, the person you're talking to might be that person, and they may have just had an amazing experience. So, make sure to ask them about it. And now you have the tools to do it. Yeah. Love it.
Awesome. All right, well, this was fun, so
All
I'll talk
right.
to you guys next time.
All right. Take care, Michelle. Bye.
Bye.